Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the practice log. Alright, well, we got a lot of stuff to do today, so let's go ahead and jump into it, shall we? What? Oh, yeah, the sun. Hey, what's up, guys? So, I wanted to talk to you about the new religion that I'm starting. I'm gonna be the Jesus of it. You should just follow me because I'm special for some reason. I couldn't tell you why. I don't know, guys. What do you think it is? Let me scoot my chair over. Hey, is that alright? I'm a little ajar now. Yeah, alright, so today we're doing things a little bit differently because I actually already practiced. I practiced yesterday. So this isn't even the same day. You're gonna notice because my pants will change. But yeah, no, it's just so busy. I have some stuff that I kind of want to talk about. Maybe we'll just go into the comments section and see if there are any questions about anything. You know, I'm just gonna go through a little like fast money round here. So how about this one? This one is from Vind Knit. What's up? Friend of the channel, how's it going? You said random topic, but do you have a vid about chairs / benches? Are piano / drum benches the way to go? Mostly? Any thoughts would be appreciated. Well, I'll go ahead and say this. I'm pretty sure they sell a chair that's like made for playing instruments like cello and guitar. I'll post like a picture of it here. It's like 130 bucks or something like that. I have no idea how much it actually costs. But that is probably the actual best way to go. I play on a piano bench. I'm sure that you've noticed that. And it's sort of a thing because I like sitting in a chair here and answering the chair questions. I like having a piano bench for actually practicing. That's just what I like. I'm also kind of a weird guy too. I have like these weird rules that I kind of live by. So I don't think that's for everyone. Honestly, the issue with the piano bench is that the height isn't really that adjustable, so it is a bit high. Now I'm finding with like my guitar lift, it's not as big of a deal as it was before because it's like pretty stable. But before with like the ergo play and even using the footstool and the pillow, like the height of the bench was a little bit of an issue. But here's the thing. I want a chair or a bench, something to practice on that isn't just a chair. You know what I mean? There's something about the idea of a piano bench, and it's one of my dreams actually. I would love to buy like a $2,000 Steinway piano bench, like a really nice one, like one that pairs with like a $250,000 piano, and just have that as like my main seating for playing guitar. There's just something so cool about it. Like the bench to a piano, it's almost like the bow to a violin. Like you can have like a $10,000 bow and it like makes the instrument, right? And it's almost like our nails to guitar, like having the piano bench. So just the fact that we can use that for our own practice and like benefit from it, I just think is really cool. One of these days I'm gonna drop like a couple G's on a piano bench. The next best thing is maybe a throne, but it has to be a throne that doesn't have like arms. But I would definitely do that, especially if I could find like a nice looking throne. That would really sell the like I'm trying to be Jesus thing, which is also cool. But if I can find like a really nice like ornate throne that happens to not have arms and is like a good height, that would probably be ideal. I would want to go with that. Yeah, so I mean honestly piano bench probably isn't ideal. I'd say that the best seating option that you can find if you're not into like the aesthetic of it is just a chair that's maybe somewhat adjustable, is firm and sturdy, isn't too soft. One that you can have at a height, like sort of like this chair where your legs are just sort of normal and like parallel with the ground. That's probably about what you want. Though you'll find most chairs are maybe going to be a little taller than that usually. But yeah, throne or piano bench, either one of those are cool. I wouldn't mind saying, all right, I'll see you in the throne. Moving on, what's your favorite thing to play guitar on? Post in the comments. I actually answered this one in the comment section already, but let's go ahead and talk about it. What's your favorite scale? What is my favorite scale now? I actually forget what I said, but I'll just answer it with a brand new answer. You know, scales are funny because there's a lot of baggage attached to major and minor scales, and that baggage is that they're attached to the key signature that they are. I don't know if I'm saying that in a way that makes sense. Like a G major scale, for example, it's kind of more than just a G major scale, kind of like a G Ionian scale, which Ionian, that's like the mode that if you start on the first note of a major scale, but you call it a mode now for some reason, you get G Ionian. It's the same notes as G major, but the notes just carry less baggage as a mode. There is something freeing about like the Lydian scale. Playing a Lydian scale just over a drone and just picking those notes out, landing on the root after each phrase. I don't know, it's fun to do. Maybe Lydian, like any kind of Lydian. My favorite key on the guitar is probably G major. It's the one that I spent the most time improvising in when I was a kid. So I know it like very vividly. Like I know all the keys relatively vividly because they're all like the same. That's kind of the thing with guitar. Everything's sort of the same. You just slide it around, right? But G major especially. There's like no thought that needs to go into me playing something in the key of G. And I use G major as a reference for other keys a lot of the times. More so now, I actually use C as a reference for a lot of things. But that didn't start until after I started teaching, because I would always just teach everyone in the key of C. And now, like, the first stuff that we ever learn is always in C, just because that kind of makes more sense, like teaching classical guitar. But, you know, when you're, like, a kid, just, like, picking up random stuff on the guitar, usually G is, like, a good key to start on. So what the guitar is tuned in. Fun fact, did you know that the open strings of a guitar is an E minor pentatonic scale, just out of order? What do you think of that? Pretty cool, right? You know, we're just talking right now. Let's answer one more question. Okay, this is a good one. Hey dude, love the shredding. I guess I was shredding in that one. I have a question. Why do guitarists on YouTube always put heavy reverb on? You're saying because I use heavy reverb, I know. I kind of want to hear it as it is. Or if you're going for it, go for it. Get some chorus and delay pedals on the recuerdos. I don't know if we're going to do that. Yeah, no, that's definitely a thing. Overdoing the reverb. It's more than that too. Reverb and compression, which if you don't know what compression does, it kind of just makes everything that's quiet a little bit louder and everything that's louder a little bit quieter. So it just makes like a fatter, more dense waveform. And then you make that louder, like to the original volume. And now you just have like a really fat classical guitar track, which is bad because it kind of takes away some of the dynamic range of the performance. But it's good because it makes it like fat with a pH, which is always good. Makes it fat and loud, just how I like it. As I go back and listen to some of the stuff that I do, I've noticed that I put like pretty heavy compression and pretty heavy reverb on some of those performances. And not only that, if there's like a lot of nail sound and stuff, I'll even EQ a lot of the highs out to try to make this like warm, pure sounding tone guitar. I've done that like in very rare cases. But I don't know, it probably just comes from like insecurity and like a lot of these videos I'm filming and then like immediately editing them. The performance is so fresh in my mind and I'm just like, oh, that sucks so hard. And a lot of times they do suck pretty hard. And I'm just trying to make it better in some way. And I've been listening to a lot of classical guitar recordings, which I haven't done in a little while, because that's sort of what happens when you put your whole life into something. Like, I kind of don't want to listen to classical guitar music outside of my practice, but I started again recently just to sort of also hear like how they're mixing. And you'd be surprised, there are a lot of classical guitar tracks that are like pretty heavy on the compression and reverb and stuff. Oh, one more thing. You mentioned, why do YouTube guitarists typically do that? If you're somebody who mixes audio, this is something that you have to think about. What is your audience actually listening to your music on? And for me, I would assume a lot of you that are watching this are probably watching it on your phone, probably just using the speakers out loud. And the simple facts are, compression and reverb, they will make a phone speaker sound way, way better than just a raw audio file. Like, it just makes that crappy iPhone speaker just sound so much better. So why do YouTube guitarists use compression and reverb? It's because most people on YouTube are using their phone and they want to actually sound good. They don't want to be ridiculed on the internet. So that's probably why they do it. And that's definitely why I do it. I have some recordings floating out there that are just not very tasteful in the reverb and compression. It's a learning process. Sometimes the mixing is a reflection of like how I'm feeling too. Like if there's heavy reverb and compression, it probably means that I'm feeling like particularly bad that day about my playing. And if it's lighter, it probably means that I feel better. So, you know, we can go ahead and wrap this up. I'm going to get to the practice now, which has already been done. So I'm actually just going to immediately go and edit because this is tomorrow's video because I'm just behind. But, you know, that's fine. It was fun talking to you and answering your questions. Feel free to leave more and I'll answer them the best I can. All right, well, I'll see you in the piano bench. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get to the practice. Hope you enjoyed what you heard, and I will see you on the other side. Okay, I know it hasn't been that long, but I have stuff to do today. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to wrap it up here. So, let me bring you closer, I'm gonna play something for you. When was the last time you heard the Morel Sonatina Movement 2? Alright, we're gonna jump right in. One take. I don't care. Alright, and that was the second movement of the Morel Sonatina. What'd you think of that? Pretty good, right? How long will it take me to memorize it? I just haven't been working on memorizing it. That's what the real thing is. It probably is basically memorized. I feel like I'm not even really looking at the music that much. I'm just sort of staring at it because it's something to stare at. I don't know if I actually received that much information from it. But yeah, that's where that is. This is a shorter one than I wanted. I woke up late and I have stuff to do. I'm sorry, I know. Yeah, I gotta get going. I will see you in the outro. Hey, well, you know, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. And of course, want some sweatshirts? We're selling sweatshirts now. Go and get some. There are 2 to get. Yeah, alright. And guitar lessons, of course, if you want to spend your money on guitar lessons instead of material goods. If you want experiences, rather, and do that as well. I'm selling everything, baby. What else we got? Of course, comment questions. Feel free to leave them if you have them. I will answer them in the chair at some point, like you might have heard. I actually don't know what I talked about today. But yeah, cool. All right. How you doing? Hope you're doing all right. Well, I'll see you tomorrow.